Right, I just want to make a quick informative video of what I do with my anything electrical really. So if I buy something second hand, like say a microwave or CD player, something like that, you put it through tests, don't you? You check if it's spitting CDs out. Microwave, you check if it's cooking on certain settings, such like that. And it goes for, it's like a car. If I bought a second-hand car, I'd take it for a test drive. I'd take a brand new car for a test drive, to tell you the truth, because you're putting all that money into something, aren't you? And the company should have put it through, especially for health and safety on the car side, certain test criteria on kind of a tick sheet. So they do the tests in-house, but some things can go wrong, obviously. I mean, you can have a car for what, 100, until you actually start using it proper and get into it, you'll start finding the little bits that you can't find out straight away. Over time, you will start finding out there's something wrong with something. So yeah, it's exactly the same with a metal detector. Now, with paying the money that you've paid for a detector, you want to know that it's performing the way it should be in the field. But if you walk around the field, you'd have to walk around the field a long time to find out if it's doing okay. The best way and the quickest way to find out that it's performing and you've got the best chance in the field is to do a quick test. This goes with a new detector, and it only takes 2 minutes, 3 minutes, maybe longer depending on how many settings you've got for a detector. And yeah, so a recovery test. Just to add there, the distance from coil test is quite a good test there, because I did one where somebody the other side of the world wanted to know. They thought there was something wrong with their machine, so I did an air test with the same settings, with the same machine, and whatever distance from coil I got, he was getting a lot less. Found out that it wasn't performing the way it should have performed, and sent it in and got a replacement, or got it fixed or something like that. So the air test, if you've got an air test and you've got a penny and you're only getting 8 inches with it, that's not right, is it? Someone on the other side of the world or someone down the street is getting 13 inches with it. There's something wrong with your detector. Stuff like that. So air tests, I've got the place for a reference to be able to test against other people, because if you were testing in the ground, there's too many influences in the ground to give different outcomes. So that's where the air test comes in. How well it en masse in iron. You want to go through all the tones, the different tones, pitch, full tones, 60 tone. You want to really go through every setting, because you want to know that when you're on the field, you've got the best possible chance and you're not really missing anything. Now, with an air test is brilliant, because if it's not in an air test, you know that once you start getting all the ground involved and the iron content and mineralization, it's not going to have a chance, is it? So it's the same with like a depth test in air. You'll get a depth test, a distance from coil test, won't you? But you will not get that same depth in the ground because of all the added influences. So, and now I'm not a professional. This is what I found out, and this is what I do now. And I do this because I fell for the thing of a new update came out, and I just installed it straight away, thinking I'll have the new update on the field. And I went on a dig, and on that dig right through, I'm like, hang on, I'm hardly finding anything, and anything I'm finding is 4 inches or below. And it was big pieces of lead loom weights and musket balls, which are quite a big item. So that, at the time, I was thinking, well, if I'm only just picking them up at 4 inches, then I've got no chance of picking anything up deeper. I think I had a penny as well at about 5 inches, which is a bigger conductor. So I come back and I did have time then. I did the test, and all it is, I did the air test. I did a nail next to iron test, like that, and then elevated next to iron test. I've got a couple of things buried in my garden, which was hitting with the previous update. On the Legend, it was 0.5, and it was hitting, and I went over the test garden, and hang on, there's something not right here. It wasn't long after that Nokta had pulled it down off the website, and the way not to do it, she reported, reported back saying, yeah, it was buggy, we're working on it, you'll have an update in 2 days. I think it was around 2 to 3 days there was an update, 1.07, which is actually better than the 0.5. But it was done, dusted, hit the nail on the head straight away. But the only way you're gonna know without going in the field like I did, it was just obvious in the field, you know, with the update. So you probably will be able to find out, but the quickest way is to do couple of simple tests. Do a recovery test, get a bit of iron next to a coin, then another coin, and a bit of iron, and a bit of iron, and do the recovery, get the coil going over. You've got to do it. I'm not telling you you've got to do it, this is what I do. I'm sorry. And there's something going on at the moment which a lot of people didn't know about it. And with the tests, you're actually finding out that their update is actually underperforming compared to earlier versions of the update. We've all got to do it, guys. Well, I do. And I think people might now start doing it, because you've paid money for that detector. You've got to keep the manufacturers on the toes, haven't you? You know, if you're not happy with it and you pay money for it, you're not going to be happy with it, are you? It's simple as that. There's a feature on one detector, I'm not going to mention which one it is, but it doesn't perform the way it should do at all. Now, that feature either has to be updated or taken off there. So it either works the way it's supposed to work, or it's not a feature at all. Certain features work really good, but you've got to go through all the settings and know how they work and see if they're working the way they should be. So that's just what I've learned. I'm not a professional, but I like to know that when I'm out in a field, my history finding tool is working the way it should be working. So yeah, if you want to have a look at some tests, I've got some tests on my channel, different ways you can test the machine so quick, and you can find out if that machine is doing what you want it to do and find history. All right, that's it. I'm getting ready to go out now. Okay, thank you.